Do you think the ingredients are still here for this team to be a cup contender, or is that maybe window starting to close a little bit?
No, we feel we could compete with the best teams in the league. No, we don't feel as a group at all that our window is closed at all. So, we'll obviously I'm sure there'll be some changes this summer, but we have good pieces here. Great goaltender. There's no reason why we can't be at the top of the league next year once we have a full healthy lineup.
You know, since you guys entered the bubble, the team hasn't seemed the same. I know it's a broad question, but any reasons why you kind of fell off the pace there?
Yeah, obviously we were top two team in the league since the bubble, and haven't been able to find that form. I think all year, obviously, it's just a different year with everything happening. I find it was a little bit maybe harder to become a team and get to really know your teammates compared to previous years. And I think this is what this team is really built on. It's built on culture. It's built on team game, guys playing hard for one another each and every night. And that's starting with maybe getting to know your teammates and playing hard for one another. And I think we have to get back to that and kind of get back on the same page as far as building that back up again.
Brayden, looking at the big picture there, when you can see that, why do you feel like the identity was tough to get to for this particular group?
I feel like I've always said it, when you played against the St. Louis Blues as an opposing team and being a part of the team now, the team is built on not superstars or guys that are going to be top two or top three in league scoring. It's built on guys that are very good players that accept roles, do what it takes to win hockey games night in and night out, and that's kind of what's been happening here for the past 10 years, and that's why they've been so successful making the playoffs. I think we have to get back to, like I said, the team identity of being hard to play against, hard defensive, and ultimately that wins you hockey games, and ultimately that brings you success, and it has in the past, and we got to get back to as a group, as an older guy on the team now, we have to make sure we're going to, put full attention to that next year.
Brayden, along those lines, you guys had so many players that suited that style perfectly, whether it be Bouwmeester, Steen, so on and so forth. The roster's kind of evolved a little bit. Do you think the style needs to evolve, or do you think that you can still be successful playing that way?
Well, I think obviously personnel probably drives identity, right? You're losing hard defensive guys with Bouwmeester and Steiner and Edmondson and guys like that. But at the same time, teams change every year, personnel changes every year, and you have to find a way. So I think it's going to be different every single year. Obviously, it's a little bit different look to what we've had since I've been here, anyways. Obviously, with a little bit more speed or younger guys with skill, but I think that's on us players and everyone, coaches and stuff like that to help everyone kind of younger to buy into the blue style of hockey and identity, and it's no fun losing, so I think that's important for us to keep on driving that culture around here.
So, Brayden, when you look at the scope of this series, I guess you can point to a lot of things, but why do you feel like the offense dried up against this team in this series?
I mean, you're looking at a series as a whole here. Like we're talking, they're a good team. They're a President's Trophy, but at the end of the day, you lose Falk or you lose Bob. You didn't have Vince Dunn. You don't have Oscar Sundqvist. You don't have David Perron. Those are five pretty big pieces that are going to help you win a series, and nothing against those guys that came in, because they actually did a great job and played hard. But if you're going to make it to the next level and you want to advance deep, you need a healthy lineup, and we just weren't able to really be healthy all year. We didn't really have the pieces all in at the same time to kind of show what kind of team we were. We had Branko out a lot. He's obviously a huge piece for us, and we had injuries at obviously times throughout the year where you never really got a look on what kind of team we can actually be. Just we weren't healthy at all, and going into the playoffs against a very good team, you need pieces to beat them, and a full healthy lineup, and Obviously, we're definitely better than getting swept in that series. Obviously, it would have been nice to at least put up a solid fight, but it's just tough, especially right before the playoffs when your leading scorer goes down with COVID.
Yeah, I wanted to follow up on that, Brayden. You guys make that late push, you get in the playoffs, and then I guess it's the day you're leaving for Colorado, you find out you're leading the scores out. That, and I know next man up and all that, but that had to be a blow. I mean, shocking maybe?
I mean, I don't know if I guess you're shocked a little bit, but it's kind of funny. We didn't really have any cases kind of all year and stuff like that. And DP obviously had a great year for us. The power play's starting to come along and click, and he runs it and on the half wall there for us and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was uncertain times kind of throughout the whole year. You never knew exactly what was going to happen, but, it's just, tough hearing that news. You obviously feel like you always have hope and a chance and stuff like that. But as the series went on, you miss a big piece like that that's able to score goals and put up points and as well as bring it to solid 200-foot game for us.
That being said, I mean, do you, David mentioned, we talked to David Brown earlier, and he said, in the regular season, if you had a COVID test, you could postpone the games. He was hoping maybe even if it was just 2 or 3 days, they could push the series back because he wasn't the only guy on the list. I mean, did any of that enter your mind, thought processes like that?
No, not at all. I think the NHL is trying to, get through this one and keep the schedule ongoing here and because they have to worry about next year's schedule already. So, I mean, deep down, I don't think the NHL was even thinking about postponing playoff games and pushing it back.
Brayden, easy for me to say here in the cheap seats, but when the scoring dried up, it seemed like there was a lot of perimeter offense. Just how do you guys do a better job of getting to the net, putting more guys in front of the net with this roster as it is now?
Yeah, I dried up at times, guys. You're going to go through streaks throughout, 56, 82 game season and playoffs. There's times where, I'll just talk about myself personally. There's no sense talking about other guys or perimeter offense or whatever. But I think you just got to, have to try and find ways to be better each year. Guys around the league get a book on you and kind of find your tendencies and stuff like that. So that's job in the summer for myself to, try and find ways to get better and, keep on improving and pushing yourself and wanting to improve. And, I guess from a offensive standpoint with, you're talking about our guys in our room getting to the net and stuff. I think it's just a mindset. It's really nothing more than that. You have to want to go to the front of the net to score goals, and that's how goals are scored. Especially this time of year, and so it's nothing more than a mindset. I don't think.
Let's do 2 more, guys.
Brayden, how much are you looking forward to we think, normal off season and a normal 21-22 NHL season?
Yeah. I think everyone's looking forward to it. I think it's nice to see, whether it's Florida or wherever right now, whether Nashville, they're almost full houses, and it's kind of it's nice to see that life's somewhat getting back to normal. Especially in the States. Canada's obviously, I guess, a little bit behind on that, but hopefully for next season we can have a full season with obviously hopefully nothing shoots back up here with variants and whatnot, but hopefully it's going to be a 21-22 season full of sorry, guy just walked in. Anyways, hopefully we're back to normal.
How much will you miss the Zoom interviews?
Oh man, it's been a weird year. Like I said, I just seen Chris Kerber the other day. I don't even know if he's on this call or not. I didn't look, but you haven't seen faces all year. You just hear voices, right? So it's going to be nice to finally get hopefully back somewhat to normal, and media's allowed in, and you kind of see the faces you normally see around the locker room, and it's all part of the job and all part of the fun of being in the NHL and getting to meet great people along the way, and hopefully next year's back to normal.